First ever film premiere for a film that he has written and directed and acted in, and I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I say congratulations on that masterful storytelling. So I'm new to the film thing, so I'm gonna ask you guys if you want to ask questions. I'll just bring you the mic. Yeah, feel free to come down because we don't have wireless mics, but we'd like to get them on audio.
Stand up and yell.
Or stand up and yell, but I'm sure you guys have questions, so we have the cast here for you. I know there's a lot to process. Anyone? Here we go.
How'd you pull it off in 12 nights?
Yeah, I don't think we knew we pulled it off until we saw the edit. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. There's a lot of scenes that had to get. I don't think we ever made them a day actually. A lot of scenes we had to push, and some of our favorite scenes are scenes we had to make up for scenes we couldn't get. You know, it was that kind of shoot. We really had to hustle, and little things I was watching it, Brendan. Remember what a big deal that stupid cart coming out of the bathroom was? The littlest things that take forever, and yeah, just watching this, you remember a lot of things, and like everybody has to come together. Everything has to come together great. And when Majandra nailed that last scene, I didn't really know I had a movie until Majandra came in and delivered the syringe and said those lines. They're pretty hard to do actually without being corny. When you did that, I knew we had a movie, and then that was the last shot we did, and we had 30 seconds left on a hard out, and that was it. We got a movie.
What's also, is this on? It's not even on. There we go. Wait, here you go. Hold on. Here, brother. Oh, this one.
What's also, as tough as it was to making our days, when I saw the first cut, there was a lot of stuff in there that doesn't exist in this, and there was a lot of really good stuff, and Keith had to cut a lot of like his darlings where he was like, this is just so good, and I was like, that is so good. I was like, then have end credits, motherfucker. Audience love those. Like, just put a whole bunch of them in the end credits or the DVD. Do we sell DVDs anymore? I don't know if we do. That would be nice, but I was like, just put them in there. But he would call me, not at the ungodly hours of the night, but he would text me late or call me, and he was like, I'm thinking I got to get rid of this. And he was so careful with me. He was hard as fuck on me. I mean, he tortured me through this entire movie, but he was also so careful with me where he knew how much work I put into it, and I think he was thinking of me as an actor, of someone who puts their heart and soul on the screen, and he did this with all his actors on the screen. And he was like, do we get rid of this? What do we do with this? And I would say, you do what's best for your movie. Like, you got this vision, you have a story that you wrote and you directed, and you have, I hope you have everything you want on the screen. And if you gotta get rid of something good to move the story forward, I know I love that scene, that's a great scene. I was like, cut it, get rid of it. And there's a few things on the editing floor that we could show that would get laughs and would get reaction from all you guys, and the fact that he was able to do that with his first feature is extraordinary, because that's the discipline of a man like Keith Jardine, and that goes from the fighting career to the directing and writing career, and I just give kudos to that, and to be respectful of that, but also to make sure what's on the screen keeps telling the story and is going forward.
Thanks, Brendan. That's actually kind of funny. Our editor Kevin Hales is here in the audience.
Put your hand up.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, it was funny though, because I would have versions like all right, let's have one version with this scene in it and one version without. It would take me forever. I had to watch it like 3 times until like, okay, we can let go. I had to see it like 3 times without the scenes. Okay, we can move forward now. It was really hard. Like one of my favorite scenes was Tait's scene too, and crazy good scene with Majandra. Just a little bit, but yeah, we had to.
There's great behind the scenes that we got that I think will be on YouTube and etc. But also just the energy that you guys brought together. I don't know that we created this without you and Majandra together as the actors in there. It's incredible what you guys did and what you guys brought out of each other.
What people don't realize, Heath Hensley's in the audience. Where's Heath at?
Yeah.
Stand up, Heath. Heath was our second unit director and stunt coordinator, and to do this shoot, we had to be really creative with this space. We have all the actors there every day. Even if they're just in the background, they got to be there, and we're doing like some crazy stuff. Like we're shooting like intense scenes outside in the truck with Majandra and Brendan, and he's inside like, okay, how many ways can we kill this people? We got a day, like how many different ways can we kill but make it fun? And he's just making up stuff, we're making out stuff, and we're just thinking of stuff on the fly. What if we do this? What if we do that? And vice versa, when we're inside, there's a couple of days where he's outside, just like, okay, how can we do this outside? And it's just like, to have a guy like that, and some of the stuff I never saw until we started editing, because we just didn't have time. Yeah.
Everybody asked, did you die in this movie? It's the most deaths I've ever had in one film.
And that was a fun. I had met Keith on night shift, really, and then we did a little short called El Paso. That he called me on for it because his other main character, I don't know what happened to him, but
showed up
I was second choice for Keith on that one.
Well, I thought I'd never be able to get you, and that was like a call, like, hey, Brendan.
Yeah, he was like, hey,
busy now?
can you fill in for some other guy I chose first? And I was like, sure, Keith, yeah, I'll do that for you. That's fine, cool. But I had such a great time with him, and I saw how he directed. And then when this came around, he gave me a call. I said, I got this for you. And we had such a limited time to do it, like you said, 12 days. And he, with Anna, have we decided what that is?
Anna. It's Anna.
It is Anna.
Depends if you're a millennial or not.
It's Anna.
Right. Yeah. And he said he had seen Baron and Toluca. I had invited him to the what me and Majandra did with our little pilot. And he said, do you think you can get Majandra? Can you convince her to come do this? Because you guys have such a chemistry that with the amount of time we have, I know there's not going to be a lot of issues with what we have to do with those two characters and the dynamic between them and all that. And I said, yeah, I'll give her a call. I'm pretty sure she'll say yes. We're pretty good friends. And she flew out and did it, and it was one of the most fun things I've done. Anything I can do with her is obviously great, and with Keith and just everyone on this whole thing. I think it was I think it was perfect, because I don't know if I could have done those scenes. You can. It's just more difficult in that amount of time. I mean, now we have intimacy coordinators.
That was me.
So that's pretty rough.
No complaints.
Exactly. Nothing to HR. If that's your HR guy, you're doing all right. But it was one of those where it was kind of dark, and there was a few things that we had to do or wanted to get across, and I'll let Majandra speak for herself on this, but we have such a history and such a trust that we didn't need we didn't need that. We didn't, where we know each other's boundaries and all that stuff, where it was really secondhand, and Keith could kind of say, okay, this is what I need, and then we could deliver. And so that was such a great thing to, have one of my best friends fly in and do this film with me, and, do it with, a few of my other besties, coming around. So
I just remember we're out there shooting these really, really intense scenes while they're inside having so much fun. Britni, you guys are having so much fun on the inside, killing each other and all that. But you talk about what I love about this scene, about what you guys did, is we're in a diner the whole time, and how do we not get claustrophobic? Every group, we had a name for them, like the date night couple, the rowdy group, Sam and Gary had their own dynamic, and it felt like we're in a completely different location when we're like at the rowdy table. And there's this one scene that I'm going to release, Britni.
Oh.
It's an amazing scene. I just said
It's so good.
no. I set up the camera on the rowdy table, the three kids, and I'm like, all right, we're just gonna go. Like, we're gonna put a camera. Like, you guys just go. And they just started talking, and it was amazing. And like, I kept almost jumping in to cut, like after a minute, and like, no, it's still great. 2 minutes, no, it's still great. This whole scene is like 5.5 minutes of you guys just riffing off each other.
You took the bit where he's like, I get bitches, I get Sarah, so I think he
Yep.
just kind of goes.
Oh yeah. That whole bit, yeah.
Now I gotta hold the mic for you.
Now I gotta hold the mic. I was just saying, so.
Our
it's-
scream queen.
Thank you.
That's Kelsey.
Oh, Kelsey.
Kelsey's the screaming animal.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, yes, he is. But it is, for the people that didn't hear, it's just that scene of us running, and
Yeah.
we're just talking, being the total twats.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
You
I
guys are
can't wait.
amazing.
It's shocking that they're not really douchey in real life. It's so good.
Just you wave. Just you wave.
Question out there.
With the short time frame, shooting at night, and the repetition of the placements of everybody and the characters, how did you decide if you were going to do it more linear or shooting kind of a mixed match of scenes to keep everybody's head straight during this thing? What was the decision there?
Long story short, our first AD gave us the schedule that he made up, and just said, I've never seen this done before, here, go. And no solutions or nothing. So I'm basically writing my own schedule every day, and making up scenes every day, and giving Brenda new pages every day, and figuring out how to learn how to. I read a book about Altman, about how you block shoot. I'm like, okay, so we're set up with lighting and everything this way, so we're gonna do 2-3 scenes this way, and then we're gonna turn around and do the other scenes that way.
With the blood changes and deaths and
Yeah, that had to be really careful. We were careful to do the blood last and all that, so we can clean up and then move over somewhere else and shoot something else, or clean up and then come back and do it with the blood. There's also little things, I guess I'll spill the beans there, like that I see through this, because we're shooting so much at once and we're so busy. Like, I can see like light stands and things that aren't supposed to be in the movie. Joe, you saw them, right, Joe? all right.
I was just gonna say, listen, I've been making movies a long time. That is one of the most impressive 12. I can't believe you guys did that. Pulled that off. I can't believe that you guys did that. Like, especially Brennan Muhammad, that stuff, to do that and hold that tension, especially when they're in the truck with one another. That can very easily become, oh, come on, this is too much. And for them to kind of nail that tone, it's extraordinary. I was really impressed.
That's just our friendship, but it really, I will say, it sounds like a perilous 12 days. It was so well executed and organized, and did not have even a whiff of independent film to it, which was so impressive.
How much night did you have? How much night did you actually have?
We go till 5 in the morning generally.
But it wasn't
was
like
winter, so
arduous.
So like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a 5 to 5.
Yeah.
like so reasonable, it was shocking. And then you look at yourself and you go, why am I not doing this? Why am I not writing? I mean, Keith, it's like, he's diligent, he's on top of it, but he's also like a true artist. Like it's, like I was gonna say Van Gogh, I don't want to bring up an ear thing. Like, it's so impressive. He's so well-rounded. It's like shocking. So yeah, I'm still just, blown away.
Yes.
I have a question for all of you. How was it sitting here with the audience watching all the reactions?
This rivals this tonight, guys. You guys reacting to my movie, and you guys are almost everybody's here in Hollywood and laughing and reacting to my movie. Like it's just the best of any fight that I remember walking out of the ring as a champion. Like it rivals that. Better than that.
I was there for most of it.
Clearly.
Well, filming, but post is a different thing. I'm not going to pretend to be a part of that. and pre's even a different thing. But having seen this numerous times and rough cuts and giving notes and having to watch your own just fucking face that you see in the mirror every day, and then like it gets a little tiring to a certain degree, and you judge. You're kind of in your own world, but sitting in that seat for the first time and being maybe able to watch the movie as objectively as I'll ever get to, not from my perspective, but from like a filmmaker perspective. This is so fucking good, bud.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Like, you look like a big dummy. And you look like you're mean, and you look like you don't think, and you walk around, and you are the kindest, gentlest, sweetest, one of the most smartest, creative, like, men I've hugged and kissed. I've kissed you, motherfucker. I haven't thrown, but like, and it is so fun to see someone come from where you came from that no one would expect in this kind of, gladiator warrior world that existed before, UFC has evolved in its own way, to come into this realm and then start as doing stunts, and then, these little bit roles and playing kind of this typical big guy, bad guy, mean guy, and come in here and write this that makes sense, that it just doesn't make, that is just so smart and clever and fun and everything else. I haven't fucking written that. You did. You did, and you pulled it off, and I'm so glad to be like a part of it. And so I just want to like hug. I want to submit you in a hug. I want submission by hug right now. I want that.
Thanks, brother. And wow, dude, Brendan, thank you, man. But nobody will know that we were in the trenches together on this, man, and every step of the way, and the language we developed together, and how you held my hand through things, and your suggestions and all that were so valuable, man. Like, this couldn't have happened without this collaboration.
And the work you did, I mean,
the work beforehand,
your
preparing.
You know what I mean? All that. What he came to work with every day. I just want to speak to this audience and like what it was like here. I've seen this a half a dozen times in its entirety. Do I need a microphone? Is that
Just for their audio, yeah.
okay? Now I'm confused. I didn't write this. But we watched it like with the cast and crew in Albuquerque, and the thing about watching it with people that have put work in on it is they're looking for the peculiarities of their work, and they're looking to see how they did. And so nobody watches it as a movie when you watch it with people like that, right? They're watching it with a critical eye. They're watching it with a different eye. And this is the first time to hear it in here and to hear you guys where you react to it and all that, and it's dope. And like to speak to the writing, like I think one of the best things about fighting, one of the best things about jiu-jitsu, about any of that, is that there's nothing but truth there. Like, you can talk all the shit you want, but we'll find out in 2-3 minutes what's what, you know what I mean? And I think that kind of honesty comes through with the writing of like, this is just what it is as it occurs to Keith. Like, watching him progress as a writer has been a phenomenal experience, and to hear you guys, this is the first time I've been able to experience this, and how dope because I laugh at all the same parts that are maybe you wouldn't laugh at normally if they were with like company, but thank you all for that. And I just want to say, while it's on my head, God bless you, Darren Prescott. Fuck, man, I love you so much.
Love you, Darren. Hey guys, more questions, but Jürgen Heidemann, our DP, like my right hand man, he's not here. He's amazing, man. He's really amazing. A problem solver, his cool head the whole time. Like, just amazing. And Joe, you're out in the crowd here, man. You've been a mentor of mine and so helpful. You don't even know how helpful you've been to me, man. So thank you for coming and thank you for being here. Over there? The inspiration of the story. I can't really tell you. I just know I had to make a film because I have other films that that are out there that people talk about doing, but like who's going to direct it? Because it's clearly not going to be me. So I had to come up with something. You're trying to find something cheaper for something cheaper. What was it? A contained idea I can do, and this was a contained idea I could do. A time loop thing. I always loved that genre, and so I just started thinking about like, well, what's interesting to me? What do I want to watch? And let's make it from the perspective of the bad guy, the serial killer. I just watched the Dahmer series, and I'm thinking about this anyways at that time, and yeah. So I just start and just kind of walk in Charlie's shoes, and Charlie kind of tells me where he goes, and that's just what happens. Yeah.
Firstly, wonderful. It's so lovely to watch a genre film that's delightful while people are getting slashed to bits. I'm so happy about it. And special effects, thank you. Whoever did the special effects was just and
Vince
that
Rose.
is one of the
Vince Rose, our
most
VFX.
grounded, unhinged portrayals I've seen of a murdering crazy person. It was so grounded. And I think that it never got cartoonish, and I loved the fights in the kitchen. And also the eggs. It was just such a lovely.
That's one of my favorite parts. Thank you. That's one of my favorite. I can't watch that enough, and it was so hard. The music was so hard on this, but like because we got to pay for music, and Air Supply just kind of fell into my lap. I was.
How great was that?
Yeah. I was just everything's so expensive, and I'm driving down the road and I see an Air Supply billboard, and like they're playing at a casino, and like, wow, maybe I could get one of their songs. I started going through all their songs. Like, oh, that's it, perfect. Once I heard it, like I knew that was it, and we got it. Yeah. Yes.
How many total kills in the movie? Have you counted?
Well, no.
No, I haven't either. I have no idea.
Good question.
Curious.
Killed her at least 12.
Yeah.
20.
A lot of kills we couldn't get to either. Also, that reminds me.
Yeah.
We didn't see you die, did right?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Not so much.
No.
Oh, how great was that too? When they pan, he's going crazy.
gone.
You're seeing Brendan, you're seeing Charlie, and then they look, and the quiet man's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And then it pans to the counter, and then there's the older guy that's there. It's Keith's dad. How fucking dope was that? Yeah.
That was one of the scenes that maybe we're not going to get to that scene, but no, it's my dad. We got to get that in there. He's super proud, by the way. He's waiting for his
J-Lo.
awards. Yeah, go.
So I know that you have been buddies forever, and I want to know, like, when you were creating this character, was Tait always in your mind?
Absolutely. Tait from the beginning was in my mind for this, but Tait was he was on another show, and so there was a chance he wasn't going to do that.
It wasn't even a big show, was it?
Well, here's the Tait though, and like who else could pull this off but Tait, right? And I'm thinking like, well, maybe I could step in. Nah, I don't think I could do that either, you know. So it had to be you, man. So thank you.
I have a question. Is this the last we've seen of Charlie?
That's a great question.
Absolutely not. Come on. Yeah, you're ready to go around again, right?
Yeah, it's round 12 at this point. Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 3 different sub-stories.
I was gonna
backstories
say,
we
yeah.
could do, right?
Yeah, it was one of the most.
I could tell on the last day, though, Brennan, you were tired of looking at me. Yeah. Let me get out of here. I'm tired.
That's not true.
In a fun way. Yeah, I mean, you do reach your limit, but I think I paced myself like for that, right? I know the schedule. I'm a very technical actor.
Keith, you gotta warn me when you're gonna change the scenes. Like, you gotta tell me the day before, Keith.
Well, yeah, that helps. But I'm a very technical actor where I didn't learn the craft emotionally. I didn't grow up doing theater or drama or anything. I kind of got thrown into it, and I got line readings, and I got hit your light, and I got this is your mark. And you know, so long story short, technically, I am probably one of the finest actors out there. But no one wants to watch that. That's not fun. The crew loves you. Sound guys love you. Camera guys love you. The audience, not so much. And so I had to learn the emotional part of it. And so in the second half of my career, I've tried and I've delved into that, and I've gotten better. But I know scheduling. You know, I can run a crew. I can run the AD department. I can do all that stuff. I know that, and so I do. So having done it this long and having done this many projects, I prepare myself to be at the end of my rope if I need to be on the last day, you know, on the last scene. And when that, you know, and when stuff starts going awry or, you know, throughout, then you start going, okay, we're in OT, per se, on my emotional kind of capacity of what I have planned for this.
One of my favorite stories about that is we said this before, one of my favorite moments is we're on the last day, and this is our last day for sure, and we've got to get all the scenes there. And all the stuff in the White Room.
I mean,
with
the
Majandra.
sun, you can't just tell the sun not to come up, right?
I want to get this scene. The scene with Britni in the bathroom, and where Charlie sneaks out of the closet and strangles her. And so he's like, "Why are we doing this scene? Don't we got to get to the?" And he comes like, "Hey Keith, you know, we got to get in that room over there. You know, it's a pretty important part of the movie. Why are we here shooting this scene?"
Yet another murder.
Yeah. So I mean, it is that fun. It is that tension and that collaboration where obviously we're, you know, I mean, you can push a little here and there, but I don't ever, like Majandra said, that there was never any, you know, content. There was never any fights on this movie. There's never any of that, you know, tension on this movie. It was so fun. It was so loose. It was so good. I mean, you're gonna have your little like, hey, can we fucking get going now? Like, this is after lunch and we haven't got a shot off after, you know, this amount of time. There's that kind of stuff, but that's just typical. That's run of the mill. There was nothing outside of the ordinary on this, which makes it so fun to do.
I'll say this because a lot of you guys know Tait Fletcher here. And another gem in this movie too is Cheesecake Hour. Tait would go to Whole Foods and come in with like 3 or 4 or 5 cheesecakes for this crew at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and what a pick morale and everything, man. It was great.
I didn't know what other value I had, but I was like, I can make people smile at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, and he would bring in slices of cheesecake for everyone. It was actually it was brilliant.
And then Heath named me Cheesecake Tait after that, which I hope doesn't stick, I guess. You know?
1 second, I'd just like to point out that we have a special guest here. Chuck the Iceman Liddell is here with us. Thank you for coming, Chuck. And I just have one question for you. Are you offended that Keith named the serial killer after you?
I don't know.
And
Brendan.
I did have one quick question for you, Majandra, as a fan, as a viewer. You switch roles. Your character Anna switches roles with Brendan's character Charlie as the antagonist and the protagonist. You guys swapped that role. Did you sort that out between the two of you, or can you speak to that a little bit? How challenging was that?
I've never felt more comfortable. It was.
She's wanted to murder me forever.
That's when we were like, wait, we're definitely gonna get to that scene, right? No, it was. I mean, it was so well written that it was such a joy to get to do that. But of course, there's so much insecurity of like, can I pull that off? Do I seem scary with a needle? But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's always great to torture Brendan.
My good friend Brendan Wayne.
Keith, your fighting career was very much like this movie in that you never knew what to expect. Is that something that you think as a director you're gonna bring constantly?
Yeah, I hope so. Like I love twists. I love to be surprised in movies. I just trying to make stuff that I want to watch. Fighting is done for me though. Really, more than anything is this is awesome. This is the apex of everything right here for this premiere right now. But all the work that gets here, the hours of staring at a screen where like you maybe get one line out, all of those, and the work ethic of fighting where no matter what, I'm going to put my at least 2 hours in every day trying to drive this thing forward and get your 10,000 hours in as fast as you can. So that's what I got mostly from fighting.
It's 2 hours a day. That was like 8 or 10 hours a
Yeah,
day.
yeah, for most everybody else, exactly.
I was curious about the writing part. You said you liked this genre, but did you write like beginning to end, or did you have a concept you were like chasing the ending, or did you start with like
I got
in the diner?
that's great. I got really lucky on this one. I wrote the beginning and like the first 20 pages, and I knew I had something, and then I wrote the end, and then I really knew I had something, and then I just started over and went through it. And like all the writers know, the middle is where it's at, and that's the hardest part. But it's the fastest I've written a script for sure. Yeah.
So this is for Brennan and Majandra and Keith, the two characters who play the rednecks were like comedy gold, and I want to know how hard it was for you guys to get the shots without breaking.
Matt and Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is so much we shot that's not in this movie. Again, like I said, and they were great. I mean, watching this, Dave, who plays Gary, is the sweetest man on the planet. And he's the sweetest man in real life as well. And they were both just so generous. And just as an actor, you know, and being in most of the scenes, and I do get more of the tension, you know, during the 12 days, for sure, more than anyone, and I recognize that. And I think in my younger years, I would have went, well, fucking course. But with these guys, you know, with Britni and even Majandra and Matt and Dave and everyone else, and Tait sitting behind they do have to be there because they're going to be in the background of shots, and they are a part of the set at that day, and everyone's attitude and you know is a piece of the pie, and it will either pollute, you know, the atmosphere, or will purify it. And you know, Tait, when he didn't have a lot to do that day, would purify it with his cheesecakes, right? And his attitude and everyone else. And everyone was so kind and gracious on this film of not complaining, of being there. And I understand what my role was, but I understand that it's also hard to be a guest star on a TV show. It's hard to be an extra on a TV show. It's hard to be that other person. And it's the first time I thought maybe I was mature enough to recognize that, and I did, and it made my job so much easier, with these people rooting me on, and with me rooting them on, and having kind of this relationship, you know, on the cast on those long, fucking cold nights. They were, I think we brought all those heaters. It was cold in that diner, and so, you know, it's just fun to be a part of it. It really does, you know, it is a whole, it's the whole crew, it's the whole cast, it's the whole crew that makes these things, that puts it up on the screen. And it's fun to be able to see that and watch that, and to be able to say thank you to all those people.
You just reminded me of something, though. Another little behind the scenes thing is, like, we're talking about how hard the shoot's going to be and all that. Like, we need heaters, we need to heat this thing up. And the joys of indie filmmaking, Darren White's my executive producer. Let's just get 20 fucking heaters in here, and we'll box them up and take them back afterwards.
And that's what we did.
I just want to say that question comes like our nurses were played by our old friend Michelle Watterson and Juliet Lopez that answered the question.
She's here?
Yeah, she's right here, but she couldn't be bothered to come up to the front. But please, a round of applause for.
Have you seen my friend?
One more question real quick, and then I think we got to go smoke cigars.
The movie's fucking awesome. I love it. I've been waiting for someone to torture Brendan like that for years. Thank you. But apart from, I don't know how you managed to make shooting at a diner so much fun. It's like you found every single angle. I'm just blown away by how you did that. But also, all the performances in your movie are perfect. How did you get those performances to be so good? It's so hard to get a good performance from an actor just to really get them doing. And you did that over and over and over again. And it was seamless. How you managed to pull those out.
Thanks so much. I really just got lucky. I got really blessed casting. Like you brought up David, Gary. I want a foot rub guy.
The dipshit.
Yeah,
Dipshit
he's just
foot rub.
like that. That's the thing for actors. Like when I saw his audition, like it's like that's Gary. Like, and he showed me who Gary was. All these guys. Juliet, you were so amazing, man. You showed me who she was, and also for you, an amazing actor. Michelle's amazing too, but she's first, and for you to. Like a lot of those ad-lib lines that you carried, it was all seamless, man. So I was great, man. A lot of that stuff you've seen there is ad-lib from these guys, and just to let them play, you know.
I want to say too to that question is that it's because of Keith. It's like we're in the most fucked up industry of hierarchy and fucking the weirdest caste system you ever saw. Like that's what the movie business is, and there's an equality and a level playing field of like Keith's been in every level of this, and it comes from the top. In that way, and everybody's treated with kindness and respect and dignity, and like, how do I get the most out of this thing? And it was real familial, the whole thing. The love of the crew is out of work because we're on strikes, and he writes this thing in 6 weeks of how do I write something that's quick enough that we can bang it out right now. It's like miracle after miracle of goodwill that was happening, and I think that's a lot of how it got done, man.
Hey,
Hannah, what's the name of the place next door?
So there's an after reception at the Brickyard Pub on Magnolia.
if you didn't hear that, the Brickyard Pub on Magnolia, like I'd love for you guys, I'd love to talk to you, all of you guys, and see you out there, and they're kicking us out, so let's do